let's bring back in civil attorney and former prosecutor Kirk Davis. Listening to that defense team's opening statements, they clearly have a plan here as to how they're going to counter this. How effective do you think it might be based on your outlook?
Super effective. I thought it was an excellent presentation by the defense attorney, and she asked, just the perfect questions to raise the issues of reasonable doubt here. The fact that Mr. Lilly did not have a weapon, the fact that, he's getting ready to go. I was right with her all the way up until the very end when she said that the victim is saying, hey, come on down here and talk to me. And then Mr. Lilly's like, oh, curious. He doesn't understand what it's about. I'm not buying that part of it because that doesn't make a lot of sense, especially if the guy's acting kind of crazily, like he would go down and have a reasonable discussion with him. But the other parts of that opening statement are very well done and raise some genuine issues that the government is going to have a hard time coming back with, I would think.
Right, and obviously it's a self-defense argument, but even if it fails, maybe it could, if he is convicted, it sounds, if you buy into what she's saying, more likely a second-degree murder than a first-degree murder if you do go with a conviction. Do you agree?
I do, because, the whole thing about the knife not being his knife and going over there in athletic shorts and having his keys out and waiting for someone to come by. None of those things are indicative of someone with a plan to go over there and sort of premeditate it. Depending upon the state and how long premeditation can occur. Here in our state in Washington, you don't have to have an excessive period of time like plotting days and stuff, but the amount of time here is not adding up for me for a first-degree murder charge.
Yeah, so it is interesting. So this defendant is a convicted sex offender, but in a motion in limine, the defendant got the judge to exclude that information. Was that the right call?
Oh, the defendant here on trial being a previously convicted felon? Oh, absolutely. That if that evidence comes into trial, boy, that would be very difficult to have sympathy for him.
Yeah, and you feel it would have been prejudicial?
Oh, no doubt. The judge made the right call there. That's as you know, Joy, the balancing test you got to look at is the danger of unfair prejudice. Is that, does the probative value of the evidence outweigh that? And here with that specific evidence, that is so, it's such a revolting crime that I don't think that person, it's going to be hard for the jury to concentrate on receiving the evidence after hearing something like that.
Right. So, we've been discussing now, because we played that clip from the defense attorney's opening statements, that they do have a coherent kind of alternative theory. So what does the state really have to do in your mind to prove this beyond a reasonable doubt?
Well, they got to go back to, motive is not, right, it's not on the elements sheet that the jury, on the jury instructions, they're not going to get, okay, this crime of murder was committed because of this, fill in the box. That's not on there. But that's going to have to be what the government is going to have to try to prove here. What was the issue? I've got the issue of the prior arguments and that type of thing. What was the bad blood? What were the statements being made by the defendant that were overheard by other witnesses to show that this was indeed his intent was to commit this crime?
Yeah, and clearly by making the kind of opening statement that the defense did, they're saying, hey, this wasn't a whodunit. this is about, was this actually murder or was it self-defense? And they're arguing it is self-defense. Do you think it was the right move to just say, okay, yeah, you got the right guy?
I do, because all the evidence points to him, and so it's very difficult when you're the prosecutor and you don't have a witness to be able to refute what Mr. Lilly is gonna get up on the stand and say, especially as they're able to get in this evidence about the defense, that is able to get in this evidence about the victim being on meth, having a knife. I mean, that's really compelling. And then I assume they're going to have Mr. Lilly back that up, and he's going to have to describe very specific actions that he took and that the victim took. He's going to have to be a good witness, because the prosecutor is going to be ready and take apart that story if it's not pieced together correctly.
Yeah, well, thank you so much. And we're going to have much more on the defense team's opening statements in the deadly neighborhood murder trial ahead right here on Court TV Live.
The American Rescue Plan is now in effect, and you may qualify for Affordable Care Act health plans with $0 premiums.
Picking your health insurance coverage isn't something you want to play games with. Hope you got dental. And that's why I love Health Markets, your insurance marketplace. They guarantee you won't find a lower price anywhere for the plans they offer. So you're not just picking by chance. No copay, sweet. With health insurance plans constantly changing, having the wrong fit could mean missing benefits or costing you thousands. Health Markets Fit Score